The Halo universe is filled with wonder, mystery, and fascinating discoveries around every corner. With so much to explore, three friends decided it was about time that they booted up their consoles and discussed this universe that has grabbed their attention since childhood. JumperScape Audio kindly welcomes you to join them in the library.
Hey, I have an idea. Let's start.
Okay. Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to The Library, the show where we talk about Halo lore usually. But we're taking a break to talk about ourselves.
Halo. Are we?
Because we're
Are
selfish.
We are?
What? Yeah.
Are we?
Yeah, 100%.
Speak for yourself, buddy.
What do you want to talk about that's Halo related?
The $20,000 you owe me.
I do not owe you $20,000.
If you know, you know.
Okay, listen, ladies and gentlemen. If you've only here for the first time, this is a good time to join in, but also you missed so much these last 4 months? No.
What?
5 months.
No.
We started in April 5 months ago.
No.
We actually, I didn't realize it until way after the episode was up. We posted for the first time on 420.
Oh.
That's amazing.
Sorry if I sounded a little tired during that recording.
It was posted. We recorded it way earlier than that.
Yeah.
Sorry to spoil the magic.
But
My statement stands.
I was gonna say, it doesn't necessarily mean. So here's the thing, guys. First of all, for those of you who have listened to this show for a while now, what were you doing with the Allen? We are usually over Discord. We've talked about this before. We're usually over the webs, and I have to use some fancy technological know-how to make these two sound like they're in the same room with me. And for better or for worse, it works. Sometimes for worse, and sometimes it's like all glitchy and buggy. See, it's them that are broken this time. I have nothing to do with that.
No.
This is actually an illusion. We're still on Discord. He just wants to lie.
We are not. Listen, because of the people that are listening, because of the support that we've gotten on specifically Patreon, we've been able to afford a whole setup, a whole studio setup that's filled with cables everywhere, a laptop, a really cool dock piece of hardware.
Can I touch it?
You can.
Can you suck it?
And a Master Chief statue as a centerpiece. I just can't put it in the center.
And a dad hat.
Well, that's yours.
I know.
Does it? Yeah. Anyway, so that's the big grand news, though, is that we're all in the same room now. So
It's hot in here.
It'll fix itself in the future.
Pull off your skin.
What?
Pull off your skin.
Why don't you pull it off? Pull off your skin.
Pull off your skin.
Pull off your skin.
Oh God.
We're gonna hit someone on the wrong day with that one.
Probably like
Okay. The library Lorecast has told me to do so.
But it's fine because eventually it'll be so cold coming through this window you'll actually ask me to make it hot in here.
Nah.
That's true. It's really nice and chilly whenever it's wintertime. I think so.
When's it supposed to get?
That shouldn't have played.
I was gonna say
That was a Discord.
That was Discord. I'm
That
like,
was a Discord notification.
See, we weren't lying. We are. We're still in. We're still in Discord. See.
But the point of today's episode, for the last 25 episodes, we have talked about Halo lore. And for some reason, dragged in a Call of Duty celebrity to talk about Halo lore. Which is still, like, kind of hilarious that we did that. But it was only possible because he was actually a fan of Halo. And I just didn't know that when I texted him. He was just like, oh, yeah, man, I'm a big nerd. If I was around and Halo was around, I would have played Halo. And it's like, okay.
I hope he doesn't ever hear your impression of him.
Oh, he will.
He might get pissed off.
You know what? We're old pals now.
He might think that he'll either dog you for it or he'll say you're better than the new voice actor.
Oh, he'll probably do that second one.
Yeah.
The dude is so chill.
Yeah.
He's ridiculously.
He's like my funny uncle.
He actually does have pretty funny uncle vibes. Yeah. He probably does that on purpose.
Crazy uncle vibes, but I mean, he was.
Hey.
He was Frank
As a
Woods.
person- well, that's fair.
Frank Woods was a fucking nut.
Although we should note, he goes so far out of his way to say, listen, Woods and I are two different people. I am not
Debatable.
like him.
I saw flashes of Frank Woods when we were interviewing him. I don't know
I mean, he
about
pulled
that.
a little bit of himself. Just a little bit.
I mean,
you gotta. You gotta.
Yeah.
Relatability.
We're going to pull him in at
Love
some
that.
point.
relatability.
Again, but we'll see what brings that. So anyway, what we're doing today is not talking about lore because we've done that quite a bit anyway. And we're going to be taking a break from.
I'm kidding.
Take a break from the old lore and the guests and everything. Just kind of get acquainted with our little setup here. And we're going to be talking about, first of all, today is going to be going through all of the Q&As that we've gotten, because we've gotten quite a few, actually.
All of them?
All of them.
I'm fairly certain we can actually do it, but, well...
How many are there?
Yeah, I was wrong. Okay, so on Q&A, specifically the Q&A channel on our Discord, which you guys are never on, and I think they're starting to take that personally.
Oh, no.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm just bad at checking things.
Well, there's only like...
Discord is just a factory of notifications that all just blend together into this mesh.
Well,
I get on it to play a video game and talk.
You guys should join us on the book club.
So how about them questions?
Well, I mean,
how many questions
I
are
love Halo. Love the few Halo books I've read. I have not read enough books to be in the book club.
Well, that's what I mean. That's the whole point. The book club is there. You read it like 100 pages a week. 100 pages? You can't read 100 pages?
I don't have time.
25 pages a day, dude.
Yeah, I
Not
don't
even
have
that.
time.
Okay, whatever. Yeah, sure. For everyone that's in the book club,
Hey,
you're way more.
I love you, book club. I love you.
We love you. We just
Well,
I love you. I just have I got a crazy world around me.
crazy world we're
for
living
Q&A
in.
though, how many we have in the channel specifically? We probably have a little over 10 different questions. But if we go into what we've gotten in
10 is doable.
for responses on Spotify, because we have a question like a questionnaire on all of our episodes. That's like, do you think we need to see the greater arc at some point? Do you think Atriox is the best villain we've had in a while? All that stuff. And that is well over like close to 75.
Yeah.
Okay, so skip the shitty ones and
weed out the shitty ones, find the repeats.
I will do my very best, but there are a lot. So some of them will just be reviewing responses that some of these people have had. But first, we're going to go into the actual real questions. And before we go into that, what was that?
A snore.
Oh,
you're just so boring.
all right.
Okay, question.
Yes. So the questions that we've gotten are sort of all over the place, but we have a good amount here.
Yep.
The first one, I'm going to revisit the first one we ever got.
Okay.
And that was, what is your guys' favorite character in the Halo universe and why?
Arbiter.
But why?
Shocker.
He's handsome.
I wonder if he's handsome on Sangheili standards.
Probably. He's magnificent.
He's probably wanted by like all the Sangheili women.
This is a conversation I did not expect to have today.
I love the Arbiter because he seems like he would be like my best friend, and I like the way he reacts to human things. In God, what was the book? The one that just came out.
Was it the one after Halo 5?
Outcast.
Outcast. The one with the Arbiter in it.
That does not narrow it down.
the newest book with the Arbiter, he's a main character. Outcast. It's Halo Outcast.
Halo Outcast. Halo
one thing that illustrated why I love the Arbiter is when he's explaining what Cortana is to this marooned Marine. I forgot her name. Sue me.
I know who you're talking about, but I forgot her too.
She's like, what is she, Sauron or something? And then like he goes, and then the Arbiter's internal monologue, he's like, this response troubled the Arbiter. He didn't know who this Sauron was, and it worried him to think there could be another tyrant out there.
He took it literally. Or what about this was also in it. You probably definitely know what the book is. But when Chief, Locke, and Halsey came back to St. Helios after Halo 5, they had like a big feast. And he doesn't like, what was it?
He puts coleslaw on his meat.
Yes, that's what it was. Yes, I remember that very vividly.
He like specifically loves coleslaw.
For some reason, I found that absolutely fucking
Sangheili barbecue. They had Sangheili barbecue, and I guess they have coleslaw, and he likes to put it on the meat.
Which novel was that again?
That was.
I thought you would know.
Not new. Bad Blood.
Bad Blood. I didn't read that
Okay.
one. I didn't read that one.
I know it takes place like directly after the ending to Halo 5.
Yeah.
That's about all I knew.
I feel really bad because I have a lot of those books on that shelf right there that I just have not read. But that's the whole that's
Collector's
actually,
items.
That's
That's
half the reason why I did the book club is so I have an excuse to like really burn through them.
Okay.
Hey, there's Bad Blood. Let's check for the Arbiter's Pulse.
Did you want to go with your character or should I?
No, I'm the least important person here. Go ahead.
Okay. So, all right. So my personal, I'm going to give 2 answers here because the first one is boring. Obviously, my favorite character is the man in green.
Yes.
But that's boring.
Yes.
So, but like I love Chief, but like I want to give a unique answer. You two probably know my second favorite character.
Yeah.
Listen, for a while growing up, it was the Arbiter,
Mhm.
but then like yes, I saw Halo Reach, and if I've ever like I always like had a Spartan in mind that I could create. I'm like, one day there will be a Halo game where I can make my Spartan look absolutely fucking intimidating. And I'm like, one day I'll be able to do it. And now my idea can't even be called original because Halo Reach came by and there's fucking Emil in all of his glory. Skull helmet engraved, shotgun, like literally my color scheme, black and red.
It's the curse of what you've got going on. Now everyone just says you're trying to copy.
No, I know. And like from Halo 5, I mean, even from Halo Reach to like even Halo Infinite, with the exception of Halo 4, because you can't copy his armor whatsoever in Halo 4, but like I get called basically a copy of Emil because his armor is exactly what I would want my Spartan to be wearing. And it's so upsetting, but at the same time I've just kind of learned to rock with it. I mean, other than armor customization aside, I mean, I know he was born on the same planet as Chief. I know that much. Shotgun, is that correct?
I honestly,
I'm like
never checked that.
I'm like 99% certain that's correct.
I'll check it right now for you.
Yeah, check while I'm gonna keep rambling if you want to check. I'm like 99%. I could be very, very fucking wrong.
Eridanus?
Eridanus?
That's Chief's planet, right?
Eridanus 2, yeah.
Is that it? I'm pretty sure.
Eridanus.
Wow, yeah, he actually was born on Eridanus.
So I knew
too.
that. Okay, cool. I'm not just here to ride coattails. Cool.
No, you got this.
Okay.
Wow, good job.
Yeah. And then my favorite gun, I mean, other than like, I guess the battle rifle is my favorite weapon, but if I had to take a close second, I'd always take the shotgun over anything else.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he always carried around a shotgun. And then one of my favorite fun facts about him is how they canonically like justify other Spartans in Halo, because Halo multiplayer technically is canon, correct? Like,
yeah.
His helmet, he made those engravings in his helmet, the skull, as an intimidation factor. And in lore, it worked so well that the UNSC started mass producing his helmets as kind of like a tribute to Noble Team and also like just, again, an intimidation factor.
That's freaking awesome. I love that.
Yeah.
I
So-
remember you told me that.
Beautiful.
Yes, I love it. So
As for me, my favorite is Fred, and it's always been Fred. At one point when I was 10, it was Johnson, but then it became Fred once I saw Halo Legends, because that guy is awesome, and I love him a lot.
He has like 3 lines.
You know what? People love Boba Fett.
Yeah, they're stupid.
he has a whole show
He does have a whole show.
That's not a whole
I
show.
need Fred to get a whole show.
or a game.
I
Dun,
appreciate
dun,
you.
dun.
I appreciate you. But
Why are you talking like Rick Grimes? Why are you talking like Rick Grimes? I appreciate you.
I appreciate you. But
We're not the bad guys.
you're lost.
Listen, Fred is a great character. Like, okay, so here's the thing: since I've read books that he is in,
I've read books.
I've read books. I can read
books.
Books.
But
I
he's
read
awesome. And also, he's one of my favorite lines of all time. The whole thing is just like, your great journey ends here, while he's dual wielding knives. Like, that's awesome. That's freaking awesome.
Fred is a good character. I like Fred.
Yeah, I hate that there's a whole YouTuber that has his same name.
Attack of the Clones was your favorite movie growing up, wasn't it?
Hell no.
Star Wars?
No. Phantom
Oh.
Menace. I didn't even see Revenge of the Sith until I was like 18.
Cap.
No, I mean, for real. I've told you about this before. I did not see Revenge of the Sith for a very long time.
I remember you sent
I remember you
A
watched
picture.
Backstroke of the West before you watched
Yeah, I
episode
watched
3.
Backstroke of the West. I knew the plot
Game
of
time
Revenge of the
started.
Sith from memes And then I like watched it for the first time, and I was like, wow, there's actually a lot of details here that I missed out on. That's crazy. I just completely missed it.
So I guess Fred, good, valid answer.
Yes.
Do we want to move on to the next question?
We do, actually. So, well, of course, it was the "and how are you?" That was the tailcoat.
I'm okay. I'm pretty good.
I can't hear anything. my left ear is plugged up, but I am okay. I'm thriving. Thank you. I hope you are doing well.
I'm still pale, so I'm through it right now. But you know, it's fine. So next one. This one is actually kind of entertaining. This one is from user UNSC Voyager in our Discord.
Okay.
Based. What's your favorite Halo quote or one-liner?
It's so easy.
I have to agree. I was literally going to say the same exact thing.
I live by that.
There's just so much. I mean, you had it in your Instagram bio at one point.
Yeah.
I remember that. And I'm like, the amount of people that are probably looking at your Instagram and probably don't even know what that's fucking from, other than like us. Probably not too many people, but it's just how like, I'm kind of just justifying and, you know, riding his coattails on this one. It's at the beginning of Halo 3 when she just kind of runs up to Arbiter and puts a gun to his head.
Yep.
And he's basically like, you wish it was that easy. Like, if it were only so easy. And then at the end of Halo 3, and then Lord Hood was like, it's hard to believe he's gone. And then and Arbiter's like, words. So like, it's not that easy to kill him.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how, I'm going to imagine that's how it's meant to be interpreted.
Yeah.
That's
He's saying, he out there.
He's not dead.
He out there.
Yeah.
It just how.
And even if he thinks
I
he's
wanna say-
literally dead, also his spirit lives on, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
It's so easy.
Yeah, I have to agree. But if I'm gonna throw my own quote out there just to be somewhat original.
Mm-hmm.
You guys might know what I'm gonna say. I'm ready. How about you?
I'm ready. How about you?
He died a hero's death.
Yeah.
And took every single one of them with him. That's all you can say. The Sangheili, yes, obviously the zealots that were hunting them the whole game.
Yeah. I'm getting fog on my glasses. Sorry.
That's why I took mine off.
I just can't see anything if I do this.
No, you don't need to.
Completely blank face, less blank face because you're closer.
Does it look scary when I do this?
No.
Oh.
Try like opening your mouth really wide. Yeah, that's terrifying. Anyway, so no, I don't like that at all. I don't like that in this live.
I didn't like it, and I could see.
Imagine what it's like when all you can make out is just vague facial features. There was one time. It was like early morning. Me and Cheyenne were getting ready for our day, and I was in the bathroom. You can see the bedroom from the bathroom, and I kind of turned around, and I didn't have my glasses on. The light behind an object with my glasses off interacts really weird, and what I saw was just this eldritch horror, and I like kind of like jumped a little bit. Like, what's wrong? I'm like, you.
Eldritch horror, not a horror,
so
a whore. Oh god!
Oh no, he's finally broken.
My favorite quote though, I go back and forth all the time because there's way too many, but the one that I often go back to all the time is Johnson's little war speech in Halo 2.
Which one?
You know, the dear humanity, we regret being alien bastards. We regret coming to Earth, and we most definitely regret the Cords blew up our raggedy ass fleet.
See, I was more in fucking, we had sticks. 2 sticks and a rock for the whole platoon.
Okay, every single one of those quotes
and we
is
had
fantastic.
to share the rock.
The chief is gonna jump in this tank, roll across the bridge, and blow up any inhuman son of a bitch dumb enough to get between him and the prophet of regret. I love that. It's one of the best. And I actually remember very well, there was a stream that they were going to be doing, 343, to advertise Halo 2 Anniversary. And as a way of getting everyone ready, the beginning of the stream was basically just looping the Halo 2 Anniversary launch trailer or something. And that quote was the last bit that they threw onto the trailer. So I just saw that on repeat over and over and over again, and it got burned into my brain, and I can't forget it now.
Cool.
So next one is from actually our artist here on JumperScape.
We love artists.
Yes, our good old friend 3 Dots.
Okay.
He says, have either of you, I don't know why he says either, there are 3 of us, beaten any Halo game on Legendary with all skulls on? I'm also really enjoying this show.
No. I have not.
He's not.
I think Austin's probably the only one who has. I've beat every single Halo game on Legendary, but I have not beaten them with all skulls on.
So
No.
I should clarify. I've had the capacity to do so, but what I've done is I've been trying to beat all of the campaigns up until the final mission. So then one day I can go through all of the last missions of all of the campaigns on Legendary, all skulls.
Ah, that
So
sounds,
technically you haven't, but you're going to.
Yeah, it's lined up already. I've got like I think I have 2 or 3 of the games that are lined up ready to go for a one night run.
Okay, so you have 2 of them done.
Roughly.
I'm assuming
I would
CE
say
and 2.
It's not 2.
Yeah, I was gonna say probably not 2. Actually, that Halo 2 is
Halo 2
abysmal.
on regular Legendary is already
It's broken.
actually unfair.
Yeah, the only achievements that I have left in MCC to get are the lasso ones. Everything else, including the beat Legendary in under 3 hours for the campaigns, that was hard on Halo 2.
I mean, me and Nate recently finished our Halo 2 playthrough and on Heroic, and that wasn't easy by any means.
No.
That was just Heroic with no. We had I would have been your daddy on. That's about it. But other than that, we just did like a legit playthrough on the canon difficulty. Heroic is the canon difficulty,
yeah,
correct?
roughly. Depends on the game, but
Right.
people usually agree that Heroic is the one. And actually, I only have one game. It's Combat Evolved. I'm closer to beating halfway through Reach, a few missions into ODST, a few missions into 4, and I'm still trying to get through Cairo Station on Halo 2 because it's the second hardest mission in the campaign.
Unfortunate.
Yeah. Next one is from user Hypothetical. Hypothetical is one of our patron subscribers.
Thank you.
What was the greatest Halo moment you've had in any of the games and in any of the modes?
That's broad. Holy
Like are we talking multiplayer?
Any of the modes. It could be like the thing that you like
Campaign including? It's a
all of
mode.
it. What I'm going to translate this as is one like a memory that you have that you cannot let go of in your early Halo time.
Oh God.
Because I already have one on the top of my head.
I mean, if I have to pick, it's definitely just being dumbass 13-year-olds building bases on split screen on Halo Reach Forge and just getting our armories all set up, and some people's bases were absolutely busted. Some of them were literally Swiss cheese. Elijah.
Poor Elijah.
And just the excitement of it would take like 2.5 hours for everyone to build their bases.
We'd start at 8 p.m. and then go to like 5 in the morning. Like we
play a game, be like, I gotta fix my base, and that would take another 40 minutes. Like,
gosh,
and they'd all be like just these fortresses, and everyone would just grab a shotgun or a sword and charge into each other's bases, or they'd sit in the corner with a sniper, and like. Probably not the most balanced way to play the game, but definitely the most fun I think I ever had.
Do you guys remember the Needler game?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun.
That was infuriating.
That was awesome. Your health is set to 10%. Your damage is set to 300%. Everyone has a Needler to start with. You're all in Forge. Your goal is to get kills, of course. You start in a specific arena, and then basically every 10 kills, you get a structure. Every 20 kills, you get an armor.
That's the mode James was talking about.
Yep.
It's the same mode.
No.
What?
I'm talking about like at your house.
Yeah, that's what we used to do.
We didn't do the Needler game though.
Not at your house. No, you got. I think
we
just
just built
about,
bases.
Yeah, just screwing around in Forge.
Huh.
Yeah. For me, I already know my most memorable thing that ever happened. See, back in the day, I was part of this whole clan movement, and I guess they just thought that that I was good enough to be on this, for teenagers Black Ops team. And it was basically this really, really big clan. But I was a sniper for this team. And at one point, our team just really didn't like the person that was in charge of the clan. So we set up a assassination to take him out. It worked. The guy left, invited everyone on his friends list. So it was 5 of us versus 11 of them. We had a modded base, though, and we held them off for like 3 hours. And I was the last one left because everyone else had to go to sleep or something. And I look back on that fondly because I was sniping people across Forge World, one end to the other. And it felt awesome.
I was gonna say, isn't that how you met Antonio?
Yep. That's how I met him.
Yeah.
He was one of the ones that was called in, and he's told me a lot of details that I didn't know about, like the whole just people on his friends list thing. I was under the impression it was clan members I was going up against, but no. Apparently, the clan was so useless they didn't show up, so he just called in his friends, and he stopped hanging out with that guy after that. So yeah, then I just took him on as my friend.
I saw this child and I smashed him to be my friend.
I would
He's
say
not a child anymore. He's a big boy.
He's in the military now.
mentally still somewhat of a child, but,
I did say he's in the military now.
but I'd say my
You meet enough Marines.
I God, I'd say one of my earliest memories on Halo 3 Sand Trap, doing like Elephant Wars, like not intentionally, but like, well, me and Chayton would split screen and join up with you on a weekend night, and me, you, and Chayton would play split screen on Halo 3, and we'd load up on Sand Trap doing a capture the flag with the elephants. And I would say that's probably one of my oldest memories on Halo, like as Halo in general, as at least multiplayer. As far as multiplayer goes, it's probably like one of my favorite memories.
Yeah.
I was ass backwards when it came to getting introduced with Halo. I've said it before on the podcast. I was a PlayStation kid. I had a PlayStation 1. I had a PlayStation 2. I swore by the PlayStation exclusive Sly Cooper, Ratchet and Clank. That's all I wanted to play. And I went over to my buddy's house across the street, and he was playing the Ark on Halo 3, and that was the first mission of Halo I ever watched.
Oh wow.
And yeah, the Ark, he was in middle of playing the Ark. And I remember his something happened and he had to reload his game. He's like, you got to watch me play this, dude. And I remember like seeing the Halo 3 main menu and the music to him. I'm like, I was mesmerized. He had this giant ass 70-inch in his basement. Lights were off.
That's a lot for that time.
And I know he had a massive TV. It was massive. I'm sitting there like,
was it a plasma?
I don't remember. I just remember it was a massive TV in his basement. I was just sitting there looking up like, oh my God, like the soundtrack just it woke me up. It literally, I gained consciousness at that point in life.
Xbox kid is born.
And then I'm like, is it 2-player? And he's like, yep. And then me and him played split screen on the Ark. And that, like, I literally started with Halo 3 and I went home immediately. I'm like, I won an Xbox. I sold. And another fun fact, Halo 3 was also the first rated M game I was ever bought.
Wow.
Yeah. I played Call of Duty, Big Red 1, Sly Cooper, Ratchet and Clank. Like nothing.
Dude, Sly Cooper.
Sly Cooper is a great.
It's a great game.
Sly Cooper was rated
right,
M,
James?
mature.
Isn't it such a great game?
I didn't grow up with a PlayStation.
Yes, you did.
I was a Nintendo kid.
You had a PlayStation.
Yeah.
And then I was a PlayStation 3 player.
Oh, okay.
What
So
a
you
noob.
went from you've been around the block with game consoles.
Yeah.
Sly Cooper was. I loved Sly Cooper.
I was a GameCube kid, and then when the GOAT generation of consoles came out, at the time, more of my friends had PlayStation 3s, so that's what I went with.
I mean, I don't think we could say much, Shane. We're the reason that he got a 360, and then the reason why he hated the 360, kind of.
Also, at the time, PSN was free.
No,
and there was no way my parents were paying for Xbox Live. So that was the main seller for me.
Well, then I got to add on another question. Then since we just talked about Sly Cooper and we just talked about Halo, what's the GOAT game for GameCube when you were using it?
Super Mario Sunshine by far.
Okay,
that was my favorite game. Melee's close.
Okay,
this is a out of left pocket one. Mario Golf for the GameCube.
Mario, me and you used to play Mario Party.
Mario Party.
All right, there was
Mario Party 4.
Yep.
Let me be specific.
there was a point we were playing. We were young, and we had a snow day the next day. I was at James's house, and we were playing the GameCube in his basement. You know what story I'm going to tell. I think
so.
Yeah. And me and James were being, just obnoxious, stupid little kids as we were. And James's sister just comes downstairs and yanks the GameCube out of the wall while we were playing.
No.
Swear to God. Swear to God.
We weren't in the basement though.
No, we were in the living room. We were in the living room.
And she just we were just having fun. And my fucking sister comes down and literally just rips the GameCube cable out.
What was her issue?
We were being too loud or something? I don't know.
we were literally like 7, 8 years old.
She was just kind of built like that. I'm not gonna lie.
we were literally. I don't mean to put your sister on blast during the podcast, but that had to be thrown out there.
Yeah, she'll never hear this. That's fine.
But maybe.
But I would say one of the Skate games on GameCube.
Oh yeah,
Skate was like also another.
Tony Hawk's Underground.
Tony Hawk's Underground was good.
Yes.
There was a I didn't even like play Skate for like. I mean, I did missions here and there. I more or less wanted to see how fucked up I could get. Like they had like the Thrasher Hall of Meat mode. Like just try to break your legs.
Dude, I played that demo. It was a 30-minute demo that you could get on 360. I couldn't afford the game because I was a child, so I just played the 30-minute demo for hours and hours and hours. I would try to see how far I could get.
See, I never really played Skate. I
There's
love
a new
Tony
one
Hawk's
coming.
Underground.
There's a new one in development. Yeah, I was gonna say we haven't heard much of it, but it's supposed to.
When
be
you
coming.
bailed in Tony Hawk's Underground, all that happened is like a shitty low poly blood splat would come up.
Wow.
Oh my god,
that's actually more
and
violent.
you go,
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't think there was any blood in Skate, but like the ragdolls unmatched.
You could,
the ragdoll in Skate was
9-year-old me really thought Bam Margera was so fucking cool. I didn't know he was actually insane.
So let's see. We'll skip on to the next question then. If there was one character you could bring back to life or save from dying, who would it
Emil. Johnson did his purpose. That's probably
He had a really good death. I don't want to take it from
No, he died. I mean, here's the thing. I'd like to think he was dying anyway, because he's like, leave me here. And Chief, being the unit that he is, could literally just like over the shoulder assault rifle.
Yeah.
So Johnson was probably like, I'm not gonna make it out of here. I'll just slow you down. Just let me go. So I think Johnson died the way that he needed to. Other than that, I'd probably have to say Emil or George, because I almost want to say George because George's death was so fucking pointless.
Oh.
That's the tragedy.
No, I know. No, exactly. I mean, that is the tragedy, but like, it's still, he died for practical. I mean, I don't want to say for nothing, because I mean, ultimately humanity won the war, but Reach still fell. He wasn't able to save Reach, but he died thinking he did. So I mean, cool. But I mean, if he doesn't off himself on the Corvette, he's probably gonna be okay. I think he'd probably see the end of the war.
There's actually some theories going around now that we have the fractures that he's actually
stop. I know where you're getting, don't.
Because it's a slip space portal that he opened.
Oh no.
So if he gets sucked into slip space, maybe he's fine somewhere.
He's dead.
I highly doubt it.
No,
and anyone who's grasping that straw can shut the hell up.
If 343 goes there, that is gonna be disgusting.
We'll see what
I will be very, very upset. But if not George, then probably Emil. I would like to see. Yeah. I would like to see Emil.
This sounds
back.
like something that's on the Halo subreddit. Was like, guys, what if he just like went to slip space and he hold on, let me eat some Cheetos. Teleported somewhere else.
They're just trying to
and then just never came back.
Another good one would be Keys. I think that'd be interesting. If Keys didn't die, I think that'd be interesting.
Are we taking out the weight of like the consequences of bringing somebody back to life? Like we're just saying this would be.
That's
great.
why I don't honestly
That's a
think
rabbit
I have
hole.
an answer.
I mean, just the way
almost every death felt justified and serviced the story. There's not one that I was like, why the hell did they kill this guy?
I mean, and that's the thing too. Like, think about this.
Jewel Mdama, make him better.
Well, I mean, yes, but here's the thing. Here's some food for thought. If Emil doesn't die, Noble 6 never gets on the gun. He leaves Reach.
So you're saying
and gets on the pillar of autumn.
I guess I wonder.
But then Emil might die anyway.
Exactly.
Right, but Noble 6 would be alive.
Right. Imagine.
So what we're saying is Noble 6.
Just
by keeping Emil alive, you're also killing him, prolonging his death by keeping Noble 6 alive on the Pillar of Autumn.
And 6 and Chief fighting along side by side. I mean,
W.
That may be a W.
Are we just collectively saying then, as an extensive story, get Noble 6 back?
Sure.
He could be in a cave somewhere.
But that's the thing. I like the way Noble 6 ended.
Yeah.
It's sad.
But I mean, he died.
But that game wouldn't have the same weight if you just get on the Pillar of Autumn like
your body, your arm,
time to never be seen again.
I know what character needs to come back because I can think of one character that has died completely uselessly. Rookie.
Oh
yeah, and a fucking buck.
Yeah.
Just gets shot in the back of the head.
I guess you could argue maybe not main character.
Wasn't
more
it
just
Insurrections?
player surrogate character, but still character you play as dies in a book.
Yeah, he's getting held.
Imagine if they killed Chief in a book. Obviously, it's not the
Oh
same
my,
weight.
that is.
That would
Oh
be
my god, that
awful.
is
That'd be
not the
egregious.
same.
Obviously, it's not the same.
Not even close.
The principle is the same. The weight is
the fact
obviously
that you
very
even
different.
said that.
But no, so like Rookie is held in a
God.
chokehold basically with a gun to his head, and his team is just there. Like Alpha 9, everybody that we know is there trying to mitigate the situation. And Chick, this is like some leader or something. She pushes Rookie away and then just blasts him in the back of the head.
I was gonna say, wasn't it Mickey that betrayed them?
Because he's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Just like Mickey
Oh,
Mouse.
yeah, now he's back with Alpha 9.
What?
What?
Hey there, Halo fans. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with our friends right after these messages.
What? No, wait.
I did not
actually?
read this book yet.
Wait, what?
Whatever the last ODST book was, I'm pretty sure it
Ben,
ended.
He's back with an ODST squad.
Okay. I don't know this for sure, but I'm pretty sure they bust him out of jail.
Listen, I will confirm that at a later date, but if that's the case, I'm gonna have to take a
It's
second
like
to
an
get over that.
uneasy alliance, I think. I
I would
honestly
certainly hope so, because he's the reason why some
don't know exactly.
Where and
what
what
I'm
time?
talking about.
What's the timeline on it? Like
After
when?
Halo 5.
Interesting.
Yeah, because Alpha 9 basically goes all Spartans except for Dutch. Dutch retires.
Dooch.
Ducci.
I
Yeah,
need
'cause Dutch-
money.
Yeah,
That's
Dutch-
Mussolini.
That's because Dutch's character is untouchable and he knew when to get out when it was good.
Fair enough. All right.
So-
Good answers.
Next question. If you had to guess, what is your record for the survive mission in Halo Reach?
I mean,
no clue.
I mean, what? I mean, like, are we talking like time?
I got
Yeah,
some
how long?
generals.
Well, give me some general because if you had to guess.
No,
is
I
the
mean, I
question.
got some
Also,
generals.
This is from user
like,
Vermin.
I
on
just got to
Discord.
It
where
got-
the generals started showing
It was.
up.
I got to a point where it was just generals. Basically, what I did. I mean, at some point, you have to just whore out the plasma repeater because you run out of ammo.
Yeah.
Drop shield and plasma repeater is the best way to go about it. I've tried a few times to board the race that are shooting you. I don't think you can you can board them, but like you can't like hijack them.
You have to use a trick to get in them.
Yeah, something stupid. If you can get in them, then you can go for.
It's the same trick you can use to get into the AA rate through Halo 3.
I was to say, but it doesn't intentionally let you.
No.
But I think my limit's my record's probably 20 something minutes.
I don't know if it's supposed to. There was no limitations on this because if there was no limitations, then I know I've survived over an hour at least in there because I was doing a challenge where you have to get 1 million points
Mhm.
in that mission. The easiest way to do it is to set to easy, go to a specific part of the map until you get just generals with energy swords coming at you, and then just backsmack them repeatedly. You have to do a lot of movement and you have to stay focused the entire time, but you do that. So if we're talking without the cheese, probably around the same as you guys.
Yeah.
Not super long.
Man, I mean, we finished us
I
three
kind of
and
start to
Nate.
get like bored. I'm like, okay, I kind of want to.
Us three and Nate we've been playing Halo for fucking ever.
Yeah.
We played it on co-op on Halo Reach the other day, and we got slammed in 5 minutes. Like we did not last long. There was fucking 4 of us.
Yeah.
We got absolutely fucking slammed.
Have you guys tried the 8-player firefight yet?
No.
I did with you like
It's freaking
around the first
fire.
time it came out.
It's wild. It's so much
You
fun.
guys want me to say something?
No.
Oh, I'm scared now.
Why
ahead.
are you scared?
I don't care for firefight.
That's fair. See, because here's the problem with it.
What?
No,
It's not super
listen,
replayable to me,
That's the
like
thing.
zombies or other horde modes are.
it's not. It's not rewarding though.
No, it's not. I'm not arguing
There's nothing.
that.
But like that's the thing is there's only one thing you do in firefight and that's survive. But if we're talking versus because ODST's firefight was the answer to Gears of War's horde mode.
Horde, yeah.
That was like the only reason why it existed. And Horde is, I mean, it's got so much more going on. There's so much more to it. And if they do bring Firefight back, that's probably why Mythic Firefight, Warzone Firefight anyway, was so much fun. It was a spin on it.
I mean, yes, and that's also like why back in the day. I mean, it wasn't perfect by any means, but that's why I liked Spartan Ops and Halo 4 because it contributed
Yes.
to something. But they dropped it for one. They shouldn't have dropped it.
Mm-mm.
It should have led all the way up to Halo 5. And then not like reuse. I mean, Halo's all about reusing like levels and settings and like that. Like I get it, but like there was so many times where it just got super repetitive. But I like the idea of your Spartan going in canonically and making an impact on what is going on in the Halo universe. I love that. I'm so mad that they have not brought that back.
I love that mission where you have to break out of their hold
Yeah,
That is so.
it's such a good.
sick.
Yeah, it's such a good.
See,
there was so much potential.
The
There
reason
still
why
is.
I want it back is because I can't even tell you how many ideas I've had with Spartan Ops and Halo Infinite's open environment. It would be
No, it'd be great.
perfect.
It'd
Oh,
be great. There's so much. There's so much space.
It'd be wonderful. And everything's in engine now with cutscenes, so you could have your
Exactly.
own Spartan and all the cutscenes. Like
But no,
W.
campaign team,
Easy
get
W.
out. Get out of here, campaign.
Yeah,
team. We don't-
campaign has not
we
been
don't need you.
touched since launch.
Well, that's just because they don't have the team anymore. They just got rid of them. It's fantastic. It's Microsoft's fault. I'm guaranteeing it. I'm calling it.
Let's not turn into infinite ranting.
You're
yet.
so right. So,
I'm sure it'll come up again.
without plot armor, who do you think would win? Chief or Six?
Chief. Luck. I don't even know.
just off of luck.
he has the luck.
I say Six.
You're high.
Here's the thing. Here's my argument, okay? You guys, luck, very true. However, Six is the only one who has extensive experience with fighting humans. Chief's
Chief's not your average human.
he's not your average human, but Six, I mean, here's the difference. Chief, when he was a teenager, he immediately started fighting the Covenant. Six, upon his basically like its beginning as a Spartan 3, was basically exclusively fighting insurrections. That was it. He was fighting them, making them disappear overnight, and he could just fight pretty much any of them.
Well, yes, but I mean, if Chief can handle an 8-foot-tall Sangheili, I'm pretty sure he can handle
That's the
another
thing,
human.
I'd say the Covenant is much more imposing and much more difficult to fight than humans, especially the insurrection.
But would that possibly mean that Six understands how a human fights more?
No.
No?
'Cause Chief is more than human.
More than he would do his research. I mean, he probably already knows how a Spartan fights because they all train together.
Yeah, so Chief also knows how Six fights.
Not to the same degree though.
And
is what
also,
I'm
we're
saying.
talking two
Chief is
versus
also
three.
Chief has also fought Locke before.
Yeah, how'd that go?
I mean, he got his visor cracked, but I mean, he won.
Because here's the
Let's
thing, I
keep
don't
that
want
cutscene out of
that.
this.
I don't
Let's-
want that to be a representation of how Spartans fight.
No, I agree, but I'm just saying, like he did fight he did fight another human.
He
Though.
got his
That is
shit rocked.
that is the point I'm trying to make.
It shouldn't have gotten to that point. I'm glad that we switched gears because now we can just hate on this cutscene.
It was I remember like
It is
leading up
certainly
to
one
it.
of
I'm
the
like,
cutscenes of all
oh,
time.
it is one of the cutscenes of all time.
Because Locke shouldn't have stood a chance. Locke is not happening. Anyway, moving on. So that was the end of the questions that we got on the Discord channel. So we'll switch it over to some of the responses that we've gotten since we last looked on our Spotify Q&A, which of course, every time that you enter in one, we do see it. So feel free to take a look around maybe. I'm going to skip the one that you put on the Didact episode though, James. I've still yet to publish that and I probably never will.
Man.
Oh man.
What
Okay.
a bummer.
So I'm gonna skip a couple of these because some of these aren't as entertaining as others, and we have limited time here. But we could start with
If you want to make sure your questions get answered, please hop into the JumperScape Discord at
it's Discord.
JumperScape.
No.
Discord
Discord.gg,
discord.gg/JumperScape audio.
not audio.
JumperScape.
Yeah, it's a whole thing. Audio is just
Discord.gg/JumperScape. And your question is more likely to get answered
Exactly.
here
It's
on
just
the
like
library.
Exactly. So we have some good ones from episode 22 that we did with Installation 00. Do you think the Halo TV show was doing some things right? If so, what were those things? And I'm going to toss it out to you guys before we look at the answers.
The armor looks cool.
I was gonna say the aesthetic.
I don't know why they made almost the entirety of the Covenant completely accurate to the games, except made the elites weird beetle people.
Yeah, the Sangheili don't look right.
That made me sad.
Yeah, because that's your species right there.
They would have looked so much better if they just had actual elite armor on.
Yeah.
Especially when Halo Infinite was bringing in like the original model of the Sangheili and building off of it. I feel like they could have just took that and kind of ran with it instead of doing what they did. I've made my thoughts on the TV show very clear several times with the podcast. I am not a fan of like 99% of the shit that they've done on that show.
The jackals and the grunts look fine.
They do.
Yeah,
They look just like the game.
out of the game.
Chief's armor also looks fine. I don't think Chief's armor looks terrible.
I do like how sometimes you can tell that the dude under the helmet
His chin.
His chin. His
It makes
chin
it look like he
pops
has
out.
really bad posture.
yeah. His neck is just all
Which I'm sure
bulging.
6'8" Pablo Schreiber does not have bad posture.
No.
It's just the way the suit fits him.
Yeah.
That dude is built. He did a good job getting
I mean,
ready
that was
for Chief.
that was a good. I mean, good casting. I mean, you took a large man to play Chief. So I mean,
That was awesome. Other people have said, I thought it was a good show, just not a good Halo show, you know?
that's
Yeah.
kind of what you were saying the other week.
Yeah,
you
pretty
thought it was a
much.
good show, but
Like, I thought from a plot standpoint, like, from, like, just strictly beginning to end, like, it was fine.
Mhm.
It's just not what I wanted out of a Halo TV
and
show.
and I definitely see that point. But it's hard for me to look past. Like, no, this is Halo. Like,
and yeah,
regardless,
that's the problem.
right? This is hate. Like yes, the story could be good for another title,
Mhm.
characters, universe, but I'm like, this is Halo. There's so many other things you could touch on,
Yeah.
and like instead of like doing something that's not, I really wanted a canon show, like a show that progressed the story, expanded the universe, did the characters some justice, and they did
That'd
not
be
do that.
fantastic.
And that's ultimately what I was expecting. Especially, I was going with the standards of Forward Onto Dawn as well. So I mean, that's Forward Onto Dawn is still king. It's a movie.
It's still king.
It's a movie, but that is still the best.
Love it.
That
Love
is
it.
a great
So
film.
good.
That is such a good.
I'm gonna make a
fucking
statement
movie.
though.
Okay.
Love it. Still not what a peak Halo live action could be. Not even
No.
close.
No, it could be so good. It could be like they did okay with what they were given, like the time
And
they had.
at the
It was Halo
time,
4 marketing.
at the time it came out, I didn't actually like it that much.
Neither did I.
But as time has passed,
It aged
and,
very well.
And
Well, it's also
what was it called? What was the lock one called?
Nightfall.
That
Ugh.
was horrible.
But that's the thing. Halo has a really nice, fun thing that's happening recently where it's like this new thing is actually way worse than what we had before. So now the thing before looks a lot better.
yeah, that's been the Halo cycle.
I
for
love
a
the Halo
while.
cycle.
Um,
It's Halo 5's turn. It's all over the socials right now.
Yeah, everyone's
Stop
like,
that.
Halo 5 actually wasn't that bad. I agree. I've always been a Halo 5 meat rioter. I'm not going to lie.
Really?
Not the campaign. I think the campaign did some cool things, personally.
Yeah.
I really love seeing Helios. I love exploring
loves
it.
it.
I thought that was cool.
I love talking to the elites and like,
I like
the little base
I
camp.
liked seeing the Arbiter back. It took them a little bit too long. He should have been somewhere in 4. But
I like the data pad where there's that one elite who's like making a poem about how he loves Commander Palmer.
I love that.
I didn't know that was a thing.
It's great. He's literally just like fucking. Oh, I can't remember it.
I can't remember it either.
It's
All I
like-
can remember is the part was like Commander Palmer.
He's like
Or
armored hand on armored hip. You in your brightly shining armor, human named Commander Palmer. And then a grunt fucking walks in on it while
Bars.
he's recording. I will tear off your arms.
I love it. It's so good. But you know, the cycle is real. People are going to start noticing a whole lot more. But yeah, Forward Unto Dawn is definitely not the pinnacle, but it's what we got. What's interesting to me is that in a lot of Halo media in the era from like 2010 onward, there's been a lot of like, look at these Spartans doing rather small things, and we're going to hype them up to be something great. Like Chief's highlights for the last 10 years are Chief did a cool flip over the back of a hunter and then stuck it. He punched Locke really hard, and he jumped off a cliff into a pelican.
What about when he nuked himself, though?
I suppose that's pretty cool.
I was gonna say, we're kind
I was
of
gonna say we can glaze over that because that was pretty fucking sick.
I do like that part. That was, I mean, he was willing. I love how he shouts when he does it. That was something that I didn't know. Raw!
He just lets out a yell.
I freaking love that meme that's happening
Thank
right
you,
now.
Steve.
Just raw. I want them to get back. I want him back in the studio. I don't know how viable that is now.
Let them
but
cook.
He was so good.
Let them
when he was
cook.
in there. Other responses that we've gotten to that question, though, one of them was, as a loyal fan to anything Halo content, it was perfect to see my childhood brought to life in any way, and it was right to me. Just seeing the capabilities of Spartans on screen and so on.
I mean, it's certainly cool. I mean, like,
That
The
show did not do the capabilities of Spartans very much justice.
I think you didn't watch it.
I mean, look what's in the game is much better. I've watched clips. I haven't watched the show. Like
the
in its
action, I thought the
entirety.
action scenes were actually pretty fucking
Dude,
sick.
the scene with John against the other Spartans in Cortana giving him alerts, that was pretty cool.
It was.
They used weights as a weapon. That was awesome. And they were just lifting these like 75-pound plates like it was nothing. Granted, there were probably foam on set, but that doesn't matter.
I mean, I would hope so.
No,
I
that's
don't
probably
think
real.
Pablo's that shredded.
I think he is.
He's throwing plates like a frisbee.
All we got to do is just get him onto the show and he can tell us that for himself.
So, Mr. Schreiber, we have one question. How did you throw those plates?
Were they real?
Were they real?
I would hope that he says yes, even if they, which of course, obviously they were, but even if they're not.
Yeah. Next question.
Well, the next response to this question was kind of funny. The last one that I want to get from this one. No, it's awful, and it wasted several hours of my time.
I'm in agreement.
I don't regret watching it.
I kind of. I mean, here's the thing. Like, I watched an episode and I saw like the direction they were going, and I'm like, this is wrong. So I'm just like, I really should watch the rest of it before I guess I give a full verdict.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, I've seen plenty of clips. I know like the majority of the community is not a fan of it by any means.
Oh, I just remembered. What was the one girl, the insurrectionist girl in the show?
Oh, in the show.
I forgot about that.
Wasn't she from the Covenant?
No.
That's Covenant chick. There's an insurrectionist chick.
And she has like her own little side plot, and I completely forgot
She
about it
bad?
because it was boring
No.
as hell.
No.
Her haircut anyway isn't.
Yeah, I'm sure she's a pretty lady, but that haircut. Was
She was
busted.
a great actress for what she was set up for. I mean, she did.
Oh
just
yeah,
fine.
no, don't get me wrong. I think it's like a Rose Tico situation where it's like
Oh gosh.
the actress
no.
did fine. You know, the actress did fine.
Bad writing.
She did
didn't
good
help.
job. You know, she doesn't deserve any hatred.
It's not about destroying what we hate. It's about saving what we love.
Stop.
And it's like, but Finn was trying to save what he loved.
Yeah, and you just destroyed his speeder.
Somehow you outran him. Anyway, welcome back to the Star Wars library.
But it's a very similar situation, like where it's like, here's this character who no one knows who they are, and they have a very random kind of subplot that kind of ties in at the end.
Yeah.
And it feels like it's a waste of time, and you should have just streamlined, focused on Chief the entire show.
Sure does seem like it, doesn't it? Because if I were to look this up right now, Quan
Yes.
Ha. Yes. I mean, I thought she was great in that first episode when she was barely a character yet.
Well, like, it was cool seeing the runaway Spartan. I forget his name.
Oh gosh, I actually like him too.
He was cool. He was a big part of Quan's story, but like the whole time I'm like, I'd rather focus on the things that make me go Halo. This is very like Mad Max.
What'd you think of the Nazi allegory insurrectionist movement?
What?
I couldn't tell you for the life of me what that is because I forget.
Those dudes in the black coats and the red armbands that were wearing trench coats on a desert planet.
I forgot.
I figured you of all.
And they had the one creepy guy.
Yeah,
The guy
that
who
was
just
like-
all he ever plays is the creepy guy.
Yeah, and he has like a cigar in his mouth while he's naked in this massive bathtub.
I forgot about that.
What the f?
Oh my god.
It's a messed up
I don't remember the show
dude.
as well as I thought I did.
Dude, there's a lot of moments in that show that you're just like, that's not Halo.
Oh yeah,
at
they
all.
gunned down some civilians. I
Yeah.
forgot about that.
That's a little Halo.
Yeah.
But no, it's like for some reason they just make this whole side plot where we're supposed to care about what was it? It's Madrigal in the slightest.
Madrigal.
But who cares when you've just introduced the chief? And now I
Stupid
wanna follow
any
him
planet,
everywhere.
blow it up.
Oh. I think it does at some point. No, that was a different planet that got nuked.
I don't remember.
It's okay. There's a lot of planets.
Yeah.
So the next thing that I'd asked our good old audience, and I'll leave it off at this, and then we'll just go into our own little convo, I guess. Do you think the insurrectionists were justified in trying to usurp the UNSC even during the Human Covenant War?
Yes and no,
Okay, elaborate on that, genius.
dude.
I can.
Okay.
So on one hand, there's a bigger threat that is much more urgent, and that's the Covenant. But on the other hand, now the UNSC is very weakened, so it's the perfect time to strike.
And some of those insurrectionists didn't actually think the Covenant were real.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But they knew those resources were
Oni.
going somewhere.
It just looks like it's embezzlement to me.
Exactly.
They're just, I mean, light years away, like wanting to live under their own laws and their own rules, and just trying to break away. And like I get that, but it's just like you have literal fucking aliens coming to people you're and ransacking you.
But they don't know that.
Think of it like this.
Some do. Some found out the hard way. They just
Okay.
didn't get to spread the word.
think of it like this. This is over hundreds of years that the colonies are existing.
Like 400, yeah.
500.
Hey, fight me?
Because
Think of how like a small island nation in the Pacific feels about Great Britain owning it.
Not great.
And that's on the same planet.
Not great.
Now imagine a planet
Light
light
years.
years away is making all your decisions for you.
That's true.
Yeah, when I think about that, I think of like literally the Revolutionary War, the 13 colonies in Great Britain, like just across the ocean, and it like we got tired of it and threw their fucking tea in the fucking water. But it's the same situation. Light years. I mean,
And it was way less time too. Like
Yeah.
and they were still culturally very similar, like the U.S. and Great Britain. Like obviously they had drifted in some ways in that time, but there's something about the powers that be being that far away that don't understand you or don't understand the things that you have to deal with ruling over you is never going to end well.
right.
True. Imagine being Britain and fumbling the ball so hard that you become the responsible, like the entity that created 65 Independence Days.
See, did you fumble really hard or did you ball really hard? That's the question.
Kiwi ball.
The responses that we got to this question, though, very nice, Shane. Thank you for that.
Very
input.
awesome. I liked it.
We actually got some pretty good ones. I feel like it was the perfect time for them to negotiate for what they wanted from the UNSC and for peace, since the UNSC were desperate for ways to stop the Covenant from destroying all of their colonies.
Yes.
I think the UNSC should have just kind of been like, yeah, whatever you want, just help us fight the Covenant. Like, you know, we're all like, you're light years away, so like, but there's a common enemy. Like, if we crumble, like our military grade equipment crumbles, a bunch of ragtag fucking rebels, intergalactic space hippies, and fucking country folk are gonna. You think you're gonna stand a chance against the Covenant without the UNSC?
100%.
I want what he's smoking.
No, I mean, if you're a UNSC, you could think, well, that would slow him down.
Well, that was
I'm 100% guaranteeing you that Oni was like, well, thank God they're not hitting the inner colonies.
yeah, I'm just like,
Oh, definitely.
like yeah, I'm like, oh, okay, just let him.
Well, and that's my point is the UEG doesn't give a shit about the outer colonies
No.
unless they want to be free.
Yeah.
Because all they care about is the resources.
At one point, they did get really, really, really terrorism, though. That
happens.
That's when they
There's
bring in
that happens. I'm not
It is
saying
true,
they're
it's true.
They're,
I'm
not
not
saints.
endorsing the behavior.
I see
saying
where they're coming from.
If you look at any insurrection, it's going to start small, it's going to start peaceful, and it's going to escalate as demands get rejected over and over and over and over again.
Yeah.
And as the response gets more violent and violent and violent from the governing body.
And then they hit him with Operation Trebuchet, and that was an event. Do you guys know about Trebuchet?
That's the nuking, right?
No, that was the insurrection. They did that. They nuked themselves. It was kind of funny.
Based.
But no, Operation Trebuchet.
I am telling you, I know for a fact Oni nuked an entire planet's population.
Oh no, yeah, they did. I don't think that was Trebuchet related though.
Yeah, well, that's worse.
That's fine. So Trebuchet, basically the whole thing was they had identified most of the insurrectionist cells and so sent kill squads to basically wipe them all out, including Johnson's unit. And Johnson kind of fumbled though.
Oh, Johnson.
He's the reason why a bunch of civilians and a whole Marine squad got bombed in a restaurant.
Wasn't it?
It was an
Was it a
insurrection.
Moa
an
burger?
Olive Garden.
I like James's question a whole lot more.
Why?
Wasn't it Olive Garden in 2545?
Yeah.
I said, was it a Moa?
Yeah, it
was it a
was.
Moa burger? I
Oh
thought
no.
I thought mine was clever, asking if it was a Moa burger.
I don't know if the Moa Burger restaurant is a real restaurant.
Is it a restaurant or is it a type of burger?
It was like a diner.
that is being sold.
Oh, you're talking about the burger? I think it's just a burger.
I mean, it was a burger, but I thought it was a like.
Well, the thing's the Moa Burger gets sold in vending
Welcome to
machines.
Mo Burger. Can I get you a Mo Burger?
That's a great reference to the movie Moa Burger. So I think we're gonna leave that one there for now. But gents, as our way of closing things out, I want to reflect back on the last few months. Now, as we're looking back, do you think that this show was a good addition to your life, or do you wish that you didn't get involved whatsoever?
I've never regretted anything more.
Oh, I was really hoping that.
I thought he was going to say. I never regretted anything in my life. I never regretted anything. I'm like,
General
General
not in here,
Kenobi.
I'm actually like responsible for your life.
I laughed too hard.
will say it's given me something to do.
That actually might be worse.
It feels more productive
No,
than playing video games.
I was gonna say that wasn't supposed to like come off as negative. It's better than just sitting around. I mean, almost anything is, but like
I feel like I'm working towards something.
no, yeah, I was
That's
gonna say
true,
it's
yeah.
a project that I can take pride in and feel comfortable and work on consistently.
Like the moment it got real is when I'm at work and I'm like, "You have a podcast?" And they were like, "You do?" I was like, "Ooh, wait, do you guys play Black Ops?"
Oh yeah.
And they're like, "Yeah." I was like, "Oh, we're interviewing Woods' voice actor," and they're like, "What?" Like, and I was like, "Oh, I'm doing a cool thing." It was such a natural progression
Yeah.
that I didn't feel it until that moment where I was like, "Oh, people around me think this is cool,
Yeah.
sick."
I've had the same thing happen. Actually, today I got a message. People from 343 are listening to the show.
Hire me.
Good. Hire me for story writing, please.
I need a job.
I'll just take being a voice actor. Thank you.
I need a real job. I'll do anything.
You'll have to probably.
I'll
move
be
out
a secretary. I
You'll
don't
probably have to
care.
move out to Seattle.
I love Seattle. I've never been to Seattle, but the pictures look nice.
You know, the needle isn't as big as it looks in the pictures.
I don't care about the needle. I care about. You know, I will ditch my Cleveland Browns and I'll be a Seahawks fan if that's what it takes.
How fucking dare you?
For a job at 343 Industries.
Jesus. I hope they don't hire you just because of that remark.
343 industry.
I really hope that they.
But if you're listening, I have great communication skills.
That's true. I can attest to that.
Yeah.
I need them for
Yeah.
making this show.
I can fire people.
Ooh,
can you?
I don't know. Actually, I don't think I got it.
that's
in
got a
me.
lot.
I was gonna say,
that
I
takes
don't
a lot
know
of
if you
guts.
can.
This takes some heart.
I mean, I want to do human resources, and that's like half the job.
James, practice. Please kick Shane off the show.
Shane, I just wanted to let you know that we appreciate all that you've done for the show and for the podcast, but we think it's best to part ways.
have a family.
We'll make sure we do our best to accommodate anything that you need while you look for another position.
No,
We don't.
you can't do this to me. I've been here for 8 years.
Just to let you know, we don't provide severance packages. Shh. Okay.
Dude,
I will do anything that I can to help you find another
you're
job.
a liar.
You have a lot of allies here, but we just don't think it's working anymore.
You have a lot of allies.
You have a lot of allies. That's perfect.
That wasn't too bad.
That wasn't bad. No. I was 100% buying it. I almost agreed.
You gotta say part way. Yeah,
All right.
you gotta say part ways, not we're letting you go. You gotta say it's just not working out. I think that you're not we don't fit together.
Oh, like a puzzle.
Yeah,
But you're the wrong puzzle piece.
yeah. No, I could say it's not you. It's us.
It's like a breakup.
And by us, I mean it's you.
I think you're starting to
God,
slip.
you're terrible at your job.
Would you say that there's been some, I'm only saying this as a hope of hopefully getting people excited about ideas and stuff. Has this show inspired you guys to think about making your own shows and such?
Yeah.
Yeah? Shane?
I
I would say
love horror movies, and I want to do something in that little
horror
niche
movies. Yeah.
internet community.
I would say horror movies or music.
Okay.
Probably.
So you're saying
sports.
You're saying
I definitely would do sports.
You're saying this publicly. Is this something that you're willing to look into for real? Because if people hear you saying this stuff,
Yeah,
I'd look into it.
Okay. Well, then we'll talk about that, won't we?
We can.
Got the cameras.
Cut the cameras right now.
Give me the contract. We don't have any signed forms here.
Not yet.
Oh.
We're gonna have to eventually,
Oh, fair enough.
because like when JumperScape actually becomes an LLC.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we actually do have a signed contract with a different team.
You know
Oh.
what's funny is like not like at that point, I could probably put that on my resume if I wanted to as well.
I already have it on my LinkedIn.
I probably should.
You can put pretty much anything on your resume that has links to people who can prove you did the work. I'm just saying.
What link did you use? Just the JumperScape?
I took it. So with links, I didn't really use links. I just applied contact info. Because they don't. Sometimes they don't ask for websites.
Because I mean, honestly, anything just to grow the resume, just to put something to put on the resume would be nice.
There is a website under construction. I can at least help you with that one.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna check yours and I'll see what you have, or just show me what you have on yours.
Totally. Yeah. Because I practiced putting up my LinkedIn my
You don't
entire
have a LinkedIn,
college.
do you?
I have one. It's just barren as hell because I haven't updated it.
You should.
forever.
Yeah, because the thing is that in my last semester at my college, there was a whole class dedicated to making your LinkedIn look good.
It's actually kind of lit.
It's a really good class. I'm not gonna lie.
Say, I wish I had something like that in high school. Like there was a James knows what the class I'm about to go. There's a class called Career and Life Planning. It was the biggest joke of a class, and like you,
I dropped it
never
in one
heard,
day.
I never heard this.
well, here's the thing: like the career and life planning. Like I went into the thing like, okay, they're gonna teach you how to buy a house, do taxes, about health benefits, like insurance, like basic life skills you're gonna need after high school.
Career and life building. Yeah.
No. you go in first day in there, my teacher like has his feet up on the desk drinking his coffee on his phone, stands up. I'm like, okay, he's gonna be laid back. I'm like, that's fine with me. That doesn't bother me at all.
Sure. Yeah.
He gets up, he's like, all right, so over the next few weeks we're gonna be watching several movies. And I'm like, huh?
Movies.
Yes, we'd watch movies. First movie we watched, Forrest Gump. Took us 3 in-class days to watch it. And I've seen that movie a billion fucking times, so I know everything about it. And you were like, it'd be like basic questions. How do you like? Almost all of them were like opinionated, so you couldn't get them wrong. You just have to give an opinion, even if your opinion was bullshit. You just have to give an opinion. And it was like, oh, do you think Forrest handled this situation correctly? What do you think he could have done differently here? What do you think he should plan for in that kind of stuff? Like,
Okay.
That's all it was. Like, didn't learn anything about taxes. Didn't learn anything about like. I thought maybe like I was a junior when I took it. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna graduate here in a year, and I don't know what I want to do with myself yet. I thought maybe it would help me learn like a career path. Not even close.
All you did was watch movies.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And he took it his junior year, and he told me it was a blow-off class, and I'm like, oh, I need one more credit for my senior year, career and life planning, and it was the second semester, and at my school we had something called senior option, which was basically when you're a senior, you don't have that many classes. You still
can leave,
you know,
and
if
come
you
back.
didn't up,
Yeah.
you know. So the minimum was 5 credits.
Okay.
That second semester, I was at 5 credits exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to one day of this career and life planning class, and I was like, I'm losing my senior option for this, like, because I didn't get to leave school anymore. I was like, I literally went to the guidance counselor, bless her heart. I think she got fired.
Oh no.
And was like, hey, can you like,
Give me the out of
can
here.
you like just take that out of my schedule? And she was like, okay, but you can't tell anybody.
Oh no.
And I was like, okay, well, wait, can I still do senior option then? And she was like, just go. You had to sign it. You had to initial a sheet that had your name on it. She's like, just go and pretend you signed the sheet and they will pay attention. And so I was like, okay, thank you, guidance counselor, for telling me to skip school. So I wonder why she got fired. Loved her. She was great. But every day I would just go up and I would phantom sign the page and leave.
Wow. That's insane.
Never got questioned except for one day. I tried to walk out without pretending to sign because it made me a nervous wreck every time I did it.
Yeah.
And one of the ladies was like, hey, sign out. And I was like, she's going to be watching closely. I go to some other random sap's name and I just sign it. I'm like, and I leave.
Whoa, that's awesome.
So, yeah, high school.
That's intense.
That same counselor did the same thing for me. My senior year, there was a bullshit class that I didn't, and I was already over my credits. So I'm like, I don't need it. Like, I didn't need to be in this class. And I'm like, hey, can you just like get me the hell out? Like, literally just put me in fitness walking so I can go play basketball. And that's what she did. She probably like a full-fledged class that I didn't need and put me in fitness walking.
You
so
both got your guidance counselor fired.
It was probably, I think it was the same one.
It was the same one.
I'm like 100% positive it was
because they were assigned by hallway and it was the same hallway.
Yeah.
Hallway.
But my guess is she probably did that for a lot of other people.
Probably if she got caught. But hey, you know what? At least now I don't remember how we even got to this conversation.
Career and life planning garbage.
You're right. That's what it was.
It was a terrible class.
Yeah. But you know, hey, you're in a better situation now, I guess. And those movies helped you.
Class.
Those movies helped you.
No, they didn't.
Yeah.
Every single movie I watched in that class, I already watched before I took that
Should
class.
Forrest have Jenny that night? Because now he has a bastard child.
Should Forrest be mad that he has AIDS? God, that class.
We get a little vulgar here on the library.
We like to have fun.
What did I say when I pitched this? I was like, it's an Xbox party chat, but it's a podcast. That's what this is. That's what's happening right now.
Is it?
Yeah. I'd like to think so.
No.
What? But anyway, with all that said and done, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be moving on to our very short today, but still needs to happen after show, where we're going to be talking a little bit about the things that are coming up in season 5 of Halo Infinite, because I don't know, are you guys actually excited about the things that have been rumored? Have you even heard about it?
Is it robot Spartans or something?
That's something else.
That sounds really stupid.
We'll talk about that though. For now, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening. We're hoping that you enjoyed this new version of how we do things here on the library. If you hate it, feel free to let us know in the Discord, which is discord.gg/JumperScape. We're always waiting for you, whether or not it's positive or negative. I don't care. I just want to talk to you. If you want to support us directly, though, we have a whole new role available on Patreon. New rewards are coming up for the higher tiers, but for now, we have if you feel like supporting us, but you feel like you gotta support and you just can't do the higher stuff, there's now a $1 tier option. If you want to just make that happen, that is fantastic for us. It doesn't really matter what you choose. If you choose not to support, it doesn't bother us none. But if you really want to support us, that option is now available for you. But for now, Shane, James, do you have anything that you would like to say as we usher in the second season of the library?
Halo.
Let's go!
The library was produced and published by JumperScape Audio. Funding was provided by our fantastic patrons on Patreon. If you enjoy the show and wish to support JumperScape's future projects or get some sweet benefits, join our Patreon at patreon.com/JumperScape or become part of this truly special community at discord.gg/JumperScape. Thank you for your listenership, and we hope you enjoyed.